Little booty boy. Hey, booty boy.
Does he not use anything as a bookmark? Does he not, like, mark where he is? To, like, why is he sitting like that? It looks like he's half out. We spend a lot. So here's the thing. Day runes biggest fear is being exposed to extreme cold temperatures. Nice. 5-star prediction. So that's shit.
That's what this relationship is, it's work.
We don't go the same places that we used
Hello, about to go attack another wall. However, I wanted to talk about our sponsor today. It's Book of the Month. I love working with them. This is the September selection, and Book of the Month is a US-based subscription box that ship out a book directly to your door. They do ship only to US-based addresses. They go through loads of books to pick 5 they think are the most suitable, the most interesting for you to pick from, and once you select it, it gets shipped out to you. So far I found that their selections are very varied across the genre and quite diverse in terms of authors, and I really appreciate that. So let me show you the books for September. First up, we have The Love Hypothesis, which is a romance, and it's a fake boyfriend, fake dating trope, but set in university between a professor and a PhD student. They have a little foil stamp here, and they have different colors underneath, which I always find fun to look at. Then we have The Sweetest Remedy, and this is about our main character who travels to Nigeria to attend her absent father's funeral. A memoir that's called Beautiful Country, which apparently is the name for America translated from Chinese directly. And the memoir is about how the country ended up being anything but. Then we have a thriller about a suburban book club in which some secrets start spilling out and members of the family get targeted. And then the last one is Rock, Paper, Scissors, about a couple who win a trip to Scotland as their anniversary, the 10th anniversary gift, but one of them, I believe, does not want to save the marriage. If I had to pick, it would be quite hard, but I'm very intrigued by these two. This just sounds like a good fun, and this one sounds like something that would be very interesting to me. Don't make me pick, but these would be the narrow down window. If you would like to try out Book of the Month, I have a link down below that will let you buy the first book for $9.99, which is obviously an excellent price for a hardcover book. And thank you so very much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Again, really appreciate your support of the channel. Hello, welcome to the new vlog. I am coming to you. Finished my first readathon book. Whoop whoop. Not the best of stars, in a sense that I don't love the book, but in a sense that I finished it already, and it's only the 7th of September, and I am in the midst of the other one. That bodes well to me, my friends. That bodes well. So I've just finished this during my lunch break, and I still, I think, need to think a little bit more about it, but so far it came out as 2 stars. Very close to 3, but definitely 2. So very briefly, this book is following Mariana, right? Mariana, who's the main character, and Zoe, who is her sort of like an adopted daughter because her sister has passed away, and so she's looking after her. And in Zoe's campus in Cambridge, there is a murder, and then Mariana gets really worried about her and then goes to investigate for some reason. Not that she is an investigator, but she feels like the people who are responsible for the investigation are not doing a great job. In her defense, they really weren't, but also it seemed to be very convenient. There were people helping her, there were people who really didn't care about what sort of rules she breaks whilst doing that. But then there's also a thing that I feel like she was being really irresponsible in the way that she conducted some of the therapy sessions that she did. And her being a group therapist, it seemed really odd because it was very self-serving, even though obviously she was trying to like solve something. Anyway, I know that there are a plethora of opinions about the plot twist. I'm obviously not gonna say what it was. I got an inkling on that a little whiles back, but my main suspect was someone else, which is obviously was very intentional, which didn't end up being the case, but that made that character that I suspected be really odd in the story, because the only reason I suspected that character is because then I would understand why he even appeared. I'll say one thing, when it comes to grief and when it comes to trauma, and experiencing it directly from someone, you can't always trust that people will follow logic in dealing with it. That applies to both people involved in here, I think. And then also, it was cool seeing a cameo from the silent patient appear. But that all being said, I thought that the writing was fairly sloppy. I was not as intrigued when compared to the silent patient, or even with some other things in general. The audiobook, I think, was good, which definitely helped me get through the book. And it was easy to read. I like the short chapters. I didn't feel the academia side. I think that the Maidens, which is the secret society here, that is supposed to be very important. I mean, it's in the title. I felt like it was so unexplored. I feel like I didn't know anything apart from the fact that there are some girls there, and stems from mythology, and it's a secret society, but it's not really secret. And that's it. And the mythology aspect as well, I found that it was thrown in there. How libraries and readers and cats are thrown in YA fantasy is, a lot of the time, it doesn't serve any other purpose apart from weaning in some readers to get the book. I don't know if I'm being too cynical thinking that, but I honestly felt like it was really weird. It was not for me. It's not something I think I will think about. I think this will leave my brain fairly quickly. I wish there were a bit more between a couple of characters, but I don't want to say who. Anyway, that's enough of that. But I'm just excited to have finished the first book. My other read that I'm reading is the where is it? Oh, I don't know. Space Between Worlds, but I will speak to you about that later. I'm gonna go back to work. Just finished work and I'm really tired. But I'm gonna go and do some cleaning, however. Need to take dishes out and other exciting things and hover. I've also made a little corner there with some fake flowers because we cannot have real ones. We have so many like spiders and moths and stuff. Like I can see Zeus looking at one there. This wall is still needing to be retouched, but little chest, have a few plants. We have Zeus, little booty boy. Hey booty boy. So I'm currently on chapter 9 of Space Between Worlds, and it's a space hopping multiverse travel type of book. Already mentioned quite a bit in the last one, so I don't want to go over that too much, but it's following our main character, who is a traverser, that is a profession that gets sent to other multiverses to gather data, obviously for profit, of course, which I find totally believable. If this would ever happen, I think this makes sense. Twist is, though, that you can only traverse if your alter self in that universe or the world is dead. I'm on page 123, and she has found herself like in the midst of this like new thing in one world, that something obviously goes wrong with her being sent there. I just kind of hope that she's not gonna stay there for too long, because I'm not too interested in the direction this is taking. However, we've been given so much detail about the exact situation and alternate selves of other characters from this Earth Zero that I feel like we might, and in which case it's almost like a story of a coup, and I don't know if I care enough about that. I mean, it's interesting, and some of the reveals were already really nice, really good. I've not seen one coming for sure, which was nice. But again, I just don't know if I want to continue there, but I am really enjoying this, so that's why I'm extra cautious of the story going there. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. I will report back to you. And Logan is reading the book that you actually sat on, and that is, let me check where he is actually. Why not? He's out at the moment. Man, this is massive. Does he not use anything as a bookmark? Does he not like mark where he is? What in the hell? Does he just remember? What sort of person? It kind of opens around here, so I'm thinking he might be here, but I guess we'll ask him, but like also, what in the fuck? Hello. It's Friday, that day that I had off for all of the exciting things. None of that's gonna happen. But on day 2 of the migraine, hence the thing. More so maybe even than ever, which is weird. It used to be Zeus and now it's Momo. So we're going through it as a family. So we really didn't sleep much from like 4 a.m. So we then continued sleeping in the morning because both of us have a day off. And I also knew, because I obviously woke up and I can see that my migraine is still here. So I was like, okay, let's be unconscious for a little bit more if I can. I'm sure you'll relate. Normally this would be the kind of day that I would just be like, you know what, not like a write-off, but just one that I'm not gonna do much on. Maybe watch some shows, listen to audiobooks, try and stay in bed. And normally I'd be all up for that because that's just what you have to do on like bad days. But I'm at that point where if I don't crack on with my to-do list, which is already so delayed, it will stress me out even more and it won't help the migraine. So I'm gonna go wash my hair because it really needs it, but leave it curly because I'm like having a migraine sweats, so it will go like this either way. Do a little bit of face care, I think, and see how we feel. The audacity of this rat to just sleep. That one's being cute again. So, we have this desk that we actually decided to order as like a temporary thing that we will put in, we'll dismantle this and put it later in case one of the desks breaks, or we have a lot of people need like for like D&D or something. We'll probably pull that out again. But because our dining table has been delayed 6 months, hell, a whole half year, we thought it would make sense to like, why is he sitting like that? It looks like it's half out. This is where I'm gonna be sat at and where I'm going to be working currently, because I am about to go take more painkillers and sit and listen to an audiobook while I pack and write some cards for the Patreons. I don't know if I'll be able to like film while I do that because I don't like the monthly bookmarks are a surprise, so I don't share the designs beforehand.
Here for a long time.
I just got part 3, so I'm here. Is that a half? It looks like we're, oh god, hello? It looks like we're about to leave this place, which thank God, because we spend a lot. So here's the thing. I don't care about Nick, and even though I know his parts are about her and how she feels around this whole thing, especially with like the alternate universe and different scenarios, that was way too long, or at least it felt way too long, because my fear was that we're gonna stay in the scenario, but we didn't. But this was quite, it felt like a lot of the book, and I just wish we moved from there further. But I'm glad that was not the entirety of it, so we're gonna see where we go next from here. Just had a little bit of food. I'm gonna continue, but I like it less, which is unfortunate, but you know, I still have hope. So it is almost 9 o'clock. I finished wrapping. I finished hassling and wrapping the bookmarks. Got myself some apples to snack on, and I'm also here in the book, so definitely towards the end. Not quite. This is probably, as books go, where things about to hit the fan. The migraine though was momentarily okay, and now it's back to not so. Oh god. We need assistance to persevere because we still have things to do. And the thing is, the second choice. So I've asked you guys on Twitter what your characters' like worst fears are, because I wanted to write some of these. Don't mind me. Yeah, I wanted to write this in. Some of you guys do the main narrative because I thought that would be fun. Let's go on Twitter. Still need to type it up, but it's a start. Yesterday we lost Nephi, much sadness. F in the chat. Loads of people's characters are fearing not fitting in or not measuring up. Gertie's deepest fear is going through her whole life never having an adventure, never leaving a mark on the world, and fading away into obscurity. Can definitely dramatize that. We have one that's more literal, which is good because we can use that a lot. Raven's deepest fear is having her wings clipped, pun intended. I'm assuming earthling. She craves freedom more than anything, so fears captivity and cages. Ooh, Yennefer's biggest fear is that she is being too selfish going to Orilium. She's leaving her father, the only surviving member of her family, in Carador. She worries she will never see him again. The attack by the direwolf proves that her fear is all too plausible. Going in. Arden Iguaran of Daeron's biggest fear is being exposed to extreme cold temperatures. Nice. Elpo's biggest fear is her family getting hurt while she's not there. The oldest of 5, and her parents and grandparents are all together, and they were attacked and she wasn't there. She would never be able to forgive herself. I was looking for one. I thought there must be. Maybe Blackheart's biggest fear are spiders. Amalthea's deepest fear is to be cut off from her magic, helpless while those around her fall. This particular experience with the direwolf being immune to her power really shook her. Side note, she's obsessed with Skymoon and Daga and definitely just caught her eye. Wink wink. Love that. Ryan's deepest fear is losing his animal companion, an owl named Luna, being born under tainted by darkness, so he fears losing his only friend. No. I am so sorry, Orion. Putting you through this illusion. I've finished writing and uploading it everywhere and it's almost 12. Okay, I am feeling better today, so to take advantage of that, I'm going to paint this wall. Maybe those walls? I'm not sure, we'll see how it goes. But I have different tape this time because my previous one, which was just generic paper tape, not to say that that's not gonna be the same, caused me to peel stuff off. Well, most likely the bad prepping from previous time is what caused this, but I'm hoping to avoid that. Prep this up, which is my least favorite part, and then paint, I guess. I finished the book. That was my 5-star prediction. It isn't. Damn it. The premise again was I can understand why I thought it was going to be a 5 stars. It's about a multiverse and a girl who can travel into a lot of them because her counterparts in those worlds are dead. That is basically the only rule we have. I know some people prefer when the time travel, multiverse travel is explained. I'm personally okay even if it isn't. It's nice when they try to explain it, but obviously it's not something that can be really done, so I'm not too bothered about that. But that was really the only rule, and even then, I've just finished it, so I don't have my most coherent thoughts yet, so I'm just going to like process here with you guys and think of what sort of rating that would probably be, and do a copy later. But first half, really enjoyed it. The writing style initially really gripped me. I really like it still. I do feel like it was a little bit inconsistent in the sense that sometimes it would go really rushed and sometimes it would be very intricate, and I don't necessarily dislike that. I had a couple of scenes, especially with her and her sister. Sister dynamics don't necessarily always call for me, but this one really did, and I wish we had more of that. The couple of chapters that we got when they really connected and talked to one another, and opened up, that was most of my favorite parts really, and sadly very much not the main driver of the story. Actually was quite irrelevant at the end, which is weird. Almost a little bit closer to the start rather than the middle. We have like almost like a fake end to the story, and I think that is the pivotal point where the story goes from really interesting to something different. I feel like it went from being really intriguing, thinking what is this like murder mystery, what's the reason why this person is murdered on the other multiverse, to something a bit more internal. And I am a character-driven person, so I don't mean internal as in character internal. Those bits I also really enjoyed, and also those bits were mainly in the first part. The second part, I felt like the character had a very big 180 on their personality and their motives that I couldn't really feel. I don't know. But again, the first part I was so excited about, and then once it really got back into this mystery, which honestly lasted very short time, the ability to travel through the worlds is really not discussed much further. We just kind of go on to focus on other things, again more internal things. Things were also equally predicted and also kind of all over the place. It felt like a lot of happened, but nothing important. At the same time, it was important, but it didn't feel like it. The stakes were high, but not. Everything in this book felt like I know what I'm supposed to feel, but I don't. Annoying, because the first half was so good. I was going to like 4 or 5 stars, and then the second part is like 2, 3, and it's really... Then there's the romance. At points, I felt like I was rooting for them, but I think that was just like my bi dreams manifesting more so, or just like vicarious living. But I think because we already come in the story with her being very fascinated by Dell, already in love, and there's no other explanation than oh, it's always just been that way. I mean, it was alright, but it was just that. There were some bits that were beautiful. Again, the writing was, I quite enjoyed it a couple of times as well. Like, it was really not like profound, but it was really nice. There were some really nice lines as well. But yeah, this book, I think, to me was like choppy parts of the things or aspects or writing bits that I really like, and then anything in between was just okay. I really stopped being intrigued in the last like third of the story, especially. Like, the end was boring for me. So disappointed. So that's shit. Then not 5 stars at all, but I am happy I read it. And obviously I do like multiverse, time travel, whatnot. It's one of my favorite themes. So my expectations are always quite high, I guess. And it's something that I know what I like in and I know what I don't. And this at first seemed like, even if it was just a part of the story or just an element of the story that was not the main part of it, like the multiverse and whatnot, and it was still focusing on her feelings and her motivations and her being different from her other selves, and how does that make her feel, and her abandoning her home, and you know, there was so much emotion to unpack. It was taking a backseat to corporate politics, I guess. Meh, I don't know. Oh, that was my phone. Why do they do that? But that is the second book finished for the readathon, so it will be time for me to pick another one, start another one. Maybe I'll go for a comic, something quick in between to really... Oh, but this is now technically it. I've passed. Like, whatever happens now, my character has successfully passed the novice path. That's good. That's good on her, but we're not gonna stop here. We're gonna try and read more for sure.
It's much easier if you just ask me questions and then there's no thought that I have to do.
Great. Even when I don't
Interview
want
me.
to work, I have to work.
Exactly. That's what this relationship is. It's work.
So what's your name? What's the name of your character?
Jacques Brückenderth.
Tell me what drove your character to go and seek the path.
That would be the collapse of the Arcturian bog frog market. A lot of good frog farmers lost their jobs and their livelihood. He is a dwarf from Eartheria. He was born under a blood moon and he farms frogs for a living.
Is that a very smart business?
No.
Is it profitable? Does it keep Jacques busy?
Oh yes, it does keep him busy. But no to everything else. People bought frogs
So what exactly?
for protection
Oh, from what?
from bigger, smaller frogs because obviously you
So
couldn't...
bigger, smaller frogs.
From bigger, smaller frogs. That's what they needed them.
So they bought frogs
Mhm.
to protect themselves from different frogs.
Different ones, yeah.
I thought
Invasive
it was like
ones.
some sort of pest control with
Yes.
like flies or something.
Flies or something is other frogs. You would see him with these little horns and his bushy beard, brown feathery rope. He just wanders around with like crates of frogs, and obviously you see a dwarf wander out the bushes with crates of frogs, you're gonna buy one. Because
Are
why
you
not?
though?
No, not anymore. That's why he's going to Orilium, so that he can like a change of careers because people don't buy the frogs anymore. Bog frog market collapsed in on itself. There just
Is your
wasn't enough
relationship
demand.
with these frogs?
Purely platonic.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
So for the novice path, I have a book with a map, Rhythm of War. Already started this one. It's going good.
A little bit
It's
of
going.
dinosaur- Serious?
Yeah, I would say, when I say going good, that's an exaggeration. It's going. Yeah, just a lot of depression in all honesty. Second one,
Oh.
a book that's been tempting me, Rat Queens Volume 6. And I've actually finished this. It's good. Much better than Volume 5, which was kind of all over the place. For a standalone book for Mist, it is going to be The Humans, suggested by you. A supernatural book, I have picked Ascender because it has vampire witchy things in it. We have a thriller / mystery, and that is Pines by Blake Crouch. He did Recursion and Black Marker? Dark Matter and Recursion. So I trust that this will be good. And we also have a 5-star prediction for Tower, and that is 5th season, because you really like this. This is one you really liked. Only the first one, so only, is it like a 6th season, a 7th season? So 5th season, and then finally for the Orilium prompt, a school setting. That is the Poppy War. But I've also picked out 3 for the Eartheria prompt, a book with Fae or Elven stuff, and that is The Invasion. So I enjoyed the first one, The Call. I read that years ago. And we have more, because I'm not gonna get through all these. So we've got Golden Sun. That's the second book in Red Rising. So that's the one that comes after Red Rising. Die Volume 2 for a book set in a forest / outside, because they're trekking about doing Dungeons and Dragons adventure shit.
Cool, well, good luck with your frogs.
Yes, looking forward to them. They will be riveting reads. Like riveting is the noise that a frog makes.
Hello. I have 35 minutes to actually assemble a chair, like an office chair. We moved the temporary lunching desk into the office with a total of 2 walls done now. We have not shown you actually. This is the finished after 2 layers. That's the blue wall. Logan is streaming and I have Patreons with the reading sprints. So, but I don't have anything to sit on. And I had my office desk, but I don't have my office like anything, so I just kept it in a box. But it's clear now that I need to make it up. But I'm actually about to say goodbye for now, I think I'm gonna sit and start editing this vlog during the sprints. But, oh, I wanted to... Oh, shit, do I have time? Not really, but I'll try and do it either way. We got a couple of pieces from TK Maxx, so I wanted to show you. It's literally nothing very special, but still want to show you. We got 2 more baskets because I love baskets. I love putting the blankets in there and just storing things. It really matches what we're going for. And another one, actually velvety. Oh, I love it so much. It's like in this green that goes really nicely in the living room. And obviously those go nicely together. We also got this mirror that you can really... There it is. It's a placeholder. We ordered a different mirror for here, so we're gonna put it elsewhere after. It's gonna be like a much bigger one here, but it's not arriving till later. And this thing. So not a lot really, but I thought I'll show you because I like seeing those things. The beauty of this thing, we'll sort it at some point. The next, I put a story on Instagram for people to say what I should read next. It's looking like I'm gonna read Ninth House. I don't know if I'll start it today or tomorrow. So it might be in a different vlog, we'll see, but it seems like I'm reading that next. Next week's gonna be fun. We're gonna have our 24-hour thingy going. I don't know if that's gonna be a separate vlog or not. We'll see. I've also been really struggling to sleep because of Momo, and I've asked you guys on Instagram and you've been so helpful. And I already had that kind of where I was gonna get. I went ahead and ordered this diffuser, so we'll see how that works. Hopefully well. Yeah, 2 books down, more to go. We're gonna get an increase in speed hopefully as well. I'm gonna go set up this chair and have the sprints and edit this and get this out for you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and hope your journey is going well, and I will see you next week. Bye!
We don't vibe the same. No, I ain't never ever hung my head low.